This year's third place finalist, Van Buren, and the fourth place finalist, Fayetteville. Now we're ready to introduce the teams for our 7A Conference Championship match between Fort Smith Southside and Cabot. First, from Fort Smith Southside, we have Max Weidman, a senior. Their captain is Dylan Wright, a senior. Zach Smith, a senior. And Brianna Gant, a senior. Their alternates are Austin Fan, a senior. Amani Thamathong, a junior. Tammy Wynn, a junior. Blake Larkin, a junior. Chase Green, a junior. Brayley Gaddis, a junior. And Ahmed Kanan, a sophomore. Their coach is Josh Adams. Let's hear it for Fort Smith Southside. And now to Cabot High School. First, we have Kyle Cox, a senior. Their captain is Justin Mullins, a senior. Hunter Weinbrenner, a senior. And J.P. Garin, a junior. Their alternates are Alec Ramirez, a senior. Riley Prophet, a junior. Sarah Buford, a sophomore. Anna Farah, a junior. John Dale Nichols, a junior. Zach Fulmer, a sophomore. And Matt McDaniel, a senior. Their coach is Betsy Leopard. And their assistant coach is Wes Davis. Let's hear it for Cabot. Those are the 7A finalists, and I wish both teams the best of luck. Now to Steve.
All right, we're glad to welcome you to this 7A state championship game today between Fort Smith Southside and Cabot High School. We're very glad to have both these teams with us today. Many of these folks we see every year at Quiz Bowl Camp. We have an annual senior high Quiz Bowl camp for students in Quiz Bowl. So glad to see you not only being at camp, but also making it to the finals today. That's great. All right, I believe we're ready. Judges, are you ready over here? All right, I think everyone's ready. Teams, good luck to both of you today. Here we go with our first toss-up question. What 9-month conflict was sparked by Otto von Bismarck's... Max.
The Franco-Prussian War.
Max, you're right. Question number 2. What island chain forming a barrier between the Bering Sea... Max.
The Aleutian Islands.
Yes. Question number 3. What late 19th century faction of the Republican Party... Dylan.
The Stalwarts.
You're right, Dylan. Question number 4. What illustrator for Harper's Weekly during the Civil War often used the sea as an inspiration for such works as Sunlight on the Coast, Cloud Shadows, and the Gulf Stream? Zach.
Winslow Homer.
You're right. Got it on Gulf Stream, didn't you? All right. Question number 5. What American lawyer and leading member of the American Civil Liberties Union? Max.
Clarence Darrow.
Yes. Question number 6, associated with the Neo-Impressionism movement, what technique developed by Paul Signac and Georges Seurat? Kyle.
Pointillism.
Right, Kyle. Question number 7, what name is given to the boundary between the Earth's crust and mantle? Dylan.
The lithosphere.
No. I'm sorry, say again.
Lithosphere.
No, sir. Cabot, no answer? It is the Moho, or the Moho Rivachich. All right. Question number 8. What portly, boastful, and cowardly fictional knight appeared in 3 of Shakespeare's plays? Max.
Falstaff.
Yes. Question number 9. What highly reactive chemical functional group of the structure CHO is characterized by a carbon atom bonded... Justin.
Carboxyl group.
No. Bonded to a hydrogen atom, double bonded to an oxygen atom, and then bonded to another side change. Max.
An aldehyde.
Aldehyde is correct. Good. Question 10. What famous Alexander Dumas novel features the protagonist, JP?
The Three Musketeers.
Right. Question number 11. Old Testament tradition holds that what son of Enoch, Max?
Job.
No. Died on the 11th day of Chesvan, 7 days before the great flood, at the age of 960. Kyle?
Methuselah.
Yes. Math computation. We'll put 20 seconds on the clock and give you this math question. Evaluate and simplify the following expression. The sine of 60 degrees times the secant of 60 degrees. Dylan?
Root 3 over 4.
No. Answers, please. I just have the square root of 3. All right. Question number 13. What novel, originally published in 1900, was interpreted in the 1960s as a political allegory on the gold and silver? JP?
The Wonderful Wizard of Oz.
You're right. Question number 14. In what spacecraft in 1962 did John Glenn become... Dylan?
Freedom 7.
No. Become the first American to orbit the Earth. JP?
Friendship 7.
That's the correct one, right. Question number 15. This English author's home was known as Strawberry Hill and was a model for the interiors featured in his novel, The Castle of Otranto. Who is this writer of what is regarded as the first Gothic novel? Kyle?
Shelley.
No. Brianna?
Pass. Sorry.
It is Horace Walpole. Question 16 for both teams. For elephants, it lasts around 2 years. Kyle?
Gestation.
You're right. I won't ask how you know about elephant gestation, but good job. Question 17. In humans, red blood cells are produced in the cores of what flexible... Kyle?
Marrow.
Yes. Number 18. For functions of the form y equals a times sine of x, what real number value, a measure of the maximum absolute value... Dylan?
Amplitude.
I'm sorry, Dylan?
Amplitude.
Yes. Question number 19. What French general who reached the title of Marshal of France, JP?
De Gaulle.
No. Was chief of Vichy France from 1940 to 1944. Max?
Pétain.
Yes.
Good job.
Math computation. All right. Answer in radians. For what two angles between 0 and pi radians of measure are the angle sines and cosines? Kyle?
Pi over 2 and 3 pi over 2.
No. Are the cosines equal? Oh, Brianna?
Pi over 4 and 3 pi over 4.
No. I have pi over 4 and 5 pi over 4.
No.
All right.
No.
That happened to be the last question of the first round. Do we have any challenges?
Yes.
Have a challenge here from Southside, so we'll take a moment. They have about 5 minutes or so. Hopefully they won't take that long to get their challenge in. Here we go.
Okay, Bill, it's a close game and we have a challenge.
It's a very close game, and this challenge is going to be very important. If you remember last year, it was Josh Adams who, at the very end of the game against ASMSA, that he lodged a challenge and won that game. This is early in the game, but it's a very good challenge, I believe. Now, I don't know how the judges are going to rule. I'm not sure, but I know they were asking for the answer in radians, and both answers on both sides were given in radians. So it's a matter of who miscalculated. Was the calculation wrong on the sheet? And Mr. Patterson has to accept only the answer that's immediately in front of him. Right. Even if he thinks that answer is wrong, he must accept that. Then it goes to the judges, as we see on the screen screen right there.
Wow.
And they'll determine that. Now, in order for them to prove their point, the coaches have to present material. They just can't go up there and say, you know, I'm an expert in this area and this is what it is. That's not going to happen. They have to present proof, printed proof, that will back up their challenge.
So what do they have here to show as proof? They have textbooks? Or
they have textbooks. It is, you can use computers, but not computers in a situation like this, because anything you find on the internet might or might not be right.
Okay.
So you would have to have mostly textbooks, printed material, things of that nature that you could back up and say that is for sure the right answer.
Okay.
And the judges will consider that. Usually the opposing coach will come up. They will listen to the argument that's going on, maybe even say a comment or two. You will never see more than 2 coaches that are at the bench at the time. If you have an assistant coach, you have to limit the number that goes up there. And another thing we might mention too is that students, players, competitors, they don't have the power to challenge.
Okay.
They may give, and if you noticed a minute ago, they may give a little sign to the coach, but it's the coach that lodges the challenge. It's never the students.
Okay. All right. Well, we're ready to go back to the match.
We had a challenge at the end of the first round, and the challenge was over the last question of the round, which was a math question. We're going to go to our head judge, Barry Burns, for the results of the challenge.
Yes, that last question on math computation, the question itself was incorrect. And so what we're going to do, we're just going to throw it out and we're going to go to an extra math question for both teams.
All right. Thank you, Barry Burns, for that insight in our game. And so I've picked out a question here for you from our extras. And so if you'll get ready, we're going to put 20 seconds back on the clock and give you another math question. Are we ready? Solve for x in the following proportion. 3 divided by 4 equals 12 divided by the quantity. Kyle.
20.
No. 12 divided by the quantity 3x minus 5. Zach.
X equals 5.
No, the answer was 7. 7. All right, so no harm or foul done in that question. And that ends our first round with the score, very close, Southside 90, Cabot 70. Congratulations. Do we have any substitutions at this time? Substitutions? Sub? All right, we're going to take a moment for conferring with the team. Welcome back to what is turning out to be a very exciting 7A state championship. The 7A usually is. And we have Southside with 90, Cabot with 70 going into this second round, where we have a chance for toss-ups and then a chance for a bonus question for the teams to confer on and to work out. All right. Dylan, you're the captain for Southside. Justin, the captain for Cabot. So when you give your answers, please give them clearly to me. All right, here's the first toss-up question to try to get a bonus. What Duke and Prince of the Franks, whose last name came from the Old French for the hammer, Kyle?
Charles Martel.
You're right. Kyle, you've earned your team a bonus in congressional leaders. We're not doing that one, are we? All right.
Oh, man.
We're going to go to the extra bonus then, judges, in algebra terms. All right? Algebra terms, Justin. I think we had that last category in the previous game, so we're not going to do that. All right, your task is to identify the indicated algebraic terms. This number tells you how many times the base number is used as a factor.
Yeah. The exponent. Yeah.
Exponent?
Yes. A number that is expressed as a plus bi.
Complex number.
Yes. The set of numbers used for counting.
Natural numbers.
Yes. And the part of an exponent that is raised to a power.
It's the radicand.
The radicand.
No, I have base.
The radicand is
base. All right. 3 out of the 4 correct, though, for our first bonus. Good job. All right, now we're going to go to both teams again, and this toss-up question. Hands on our buzzers. Here we go. What endocrine gland typically located near the bottom of the hypothalamus? Max.
the pituitary.
Max, you've earned your team a bonus. Yours happens to be in Nobel Prize winners. All right, who won the following Nobel Prizes? Polish Solidarity Movement founder who won the '83 Peace Prize for his human rights campaigns.
What is his name? I can't remember.
Answer, please.
Pass.
Okay. Won the first Nobel for Physics in 1901 for his discovery of X-rays.
Röntgen.
Yes. The author of The Tin Drum, who won the 1999 Nobel Prize in Literature.
Grass.
Yes. And a current New York Times columnist who won the 2008 Nobel Prize in Economics.
Friedman.
Well, you got the band part. It's Krugman.
Oh.
Krugman. And the other one, Lech Walesa, was the Polish Solidarity Movement. But 2 out of the 4, very good. All right. This game is getting closer and closer. Here we go. Here's a toss-up. What English playwright, known for his wit and flamboyance, is also known for his plays Private Lives, Blithe Spirit, and Hay Fever? Dylan.
Ben Jonson.
No? Cabot? A little bit more modern. Noel Coward. Noel Coward. All right, question 24. What 1894 march on Washington, D.C. saw thousands of unemployed workers lobbying Congress to create jobs during the Panic of 1893? It is named after the Ohio businessman who led the group. That was Coxey's Army. Coxey's Army. All right, we'll try math computation to get the next bonus. We've got 20 seconds on the clock, and here we go. What 2 values of x satisfy the quadratic equation 3x squared minus 5x minus 2 equals 0? Zach.
Negative 1/3 and 2.
Zach, you have earned your team a bonus. All right, it is called geometry computations, and so you have 20 seconds to do each of these. Your clock keeper is ready. Find the area of the following geometric figures in square units. Triangle with base 12 and height 18.
6 times 18 is 160.
36 by 3.
108 square units. 108 square units.
Yes. All right, rhombus with diagonals 24 and 15.
24 and 15. I forgot to Is that a triangle multiplied by 4? Oh, 90.
Answers, please.
90 square units.
No. All right, trapezoid with sides 14 and 30 and height 15.
44, 220 plus 64, 284. 220.
Yeah, I got 330.
330 square units.
That's right. All right, and the final one, rhombus with greater diameter 36 and smaller 25.
36 and 25. Yeah, that's right. 120 square units.
No, that one was 450 square units. And the other one that you missed, the rhombus with diagonals of 24 and 15, was 180 square units. But you got 2 right. Congratulations. And we have 1 bonus remaining. Let's all put our hands on our buzzers and try to get it with this toss-up. What British physicist is credited with the discovery of the electron? Kyle?
Dalton.
No. Max?
Thompson.
Thompson. Joseph John Thompson. Good. And you've earned an Articles of Clothing bonus. Articles of Clothing. Okay, name the body part on which the given item of clothing should be worn.
What?
The obi.
The elbow.
No. Deer stalker.
The head.
Yes. Ascot.
Neck.
Yes. Stiletto.
Feet.
Yes. And the one that you missed, the obi, is the waist. The waist. I don't know what an obi is, and I don't see anyone wearing one, so. All right. That is the end of that round, unless we have a challenge. None here? None over here? Okay. So at the end of round 2, the score is Southside 155, Cabot 95, and the silver lining is, Cabot, that you get to pick first from these 3 lightning round categories. You can have Academy Award Best Actors, given the year and the name of the film, name the winner of the Best Actor Oscar. You might choose French literature, give the authors of the following works of French literature, and former Soviet capitals. Given a former Soviet capital of the Soviet Union, give its current capital city. You have 60 seconds to decide. Which one?
Bill, you look perplexed.
Well, you know, we just saw a 60-second round ran by Cedar Ridge. We said that Lisa Academy needed to run one in an earlier match to stay in the match.
Right.
That's where Cabot is right now.
Okay.
And Cabot has the ability, definitely, to do this, but it's very seldom that you do that. You know, we'll go all day, 7 matches, and I'll be surprised if we see more than 2 60-second rounds run, because they'll always throw in an obscure 1 or 2. And if you'll notice when they read those, a lot of times it's just the very first 1 or 2. Or it might be, you know, sometimes you may think, well, they get a little easier as they go along. They really do. And you'll see some teams use the strategy they'll pass to get to those easier ones.
Right.
The problem with that is your opponent can pick up those you pass on.
Okay.
We've already seen them stall. When you stall, that means it doesn't let the other team have them. So we'll see some strategy on this one, I'm sure, and Cabot can play from behind. We've seen that.
Both teams seem so calm, Bill.
Oh, yeah. These are both very well coached teams. They are very good programs. Yes, you won't see nerves on these. They'll be good.
They will be good. Okay. All righty. Well, we're going to go back to the match.
Welcome back to our 7A State Quiz Bowl Championship, and an exciting game it's turned out to be. Southside against Cabot, and Cabot got to pick first in our lightning rounds, and they've effected a few changes. Riley and Alec are in to play for Cabot, and Southside, they have brought in Tammy and Amrit, right? All right, well, good to have all of you into the game. And Cabot, you got to choose first, and you chose former Soviet capitals, leaving the French Literature and Academy Awards. And Southside, I believe you chose French Literature, leaving those Academy Awards alone. All right, very good. Cabot, we're ready to go. Justin, when you give an answer, speak clearly to me. Southside, be ready for these bounce backs if they have any. Given a former republic of the Soviet Union, give its current capital city. Ukraine.
Kiev.
Kiev.
Yes, Moldova.
Mali. Mali.
Male.
No, Kazakhstan.
Astana.
Astana.
Yes, Georgia.
Tbilisi.
Tbilisi.
No, Estonia.
Vilnius. Tallinn.
Defer to Kyle.
Tallinn.
Yes, Latvia.
Riga.
Riga.
Yes, Uzbekistan.
Is that Tashkent?
Yeah.
Tashkent.
Yes, Turkmenistan.
Dushanbe.
Dushanbe.
No, Kyrgyzstan.
And Bishkek.
Bishkek.
Yes, Belarus.
Minsk.
Minsk.
Yes. All right, very good. Judges, I have that they missed 3. 3, yes. Yes. All right, so we're going to pass those over to Dylan. Dylan, here we go. Moldova.
Chisinau.
Yes. Georgia.
Tbilisi.
Defer to Tammy.
Yes.
Tbilisi.
Yes. And the other one is Turkmenistan.
Ashgabat.
Yes. So all 3 of those correct. So we got all of those right. Very good between the 2 teams. Now, Southside, we're going to go to you and give you the same opportunity to answer questions about French literature. And Cabot, Justin, y'all be ready over here for any bounce backs. All right, it says to give the authors of the following works of French literature. Ready? All right. The Count of Monte Cristo.
Dumas.
Yes. Les Miserables.
Hugo.
Yes. Ball of Fat.
Guy de Maupassant.
Yes. The the Imaginary Invalid.
Molière.
Yes. Le Père Goriot.
Pass.
Germinal.
Pass.
Gargantua and Pantagruel.
One more. Okay. Pass.
The Second Sex.
Stall.
Okay. They stalled on number 8, I believe, judges. All right. But got 1, 2, 3, 4, got the first 4 right, and then the 3 more to pass on to Cabot. All right, Justin, give the authors of the following works of French literature. Le Père Goriot.
Montesquieu.
No. Germinal.
Camus.
No. And Gargantua and Pantagruel.
Camus.
No. That last one was Francois Rabelais. And Le Père Goriot is Henri de Balzac. And Germinal is Émile Zola. And then the one you stalled on, the Second Sex, was Simone de Beauvoir. Okay? But good job on that, and I believe, unless we have any challenges, none here, none here. And at the end of 3, our score is Southside 225, Cabot 165. We'll pause now for any substitutions we might need to make. Yes. Welcome back to our 7A state championship game between Southside and Cabot. And we have one round to go with 20 toss-up questions worth 200 points each. So this game could go any direction. We're excited for these teams on that. They're both great teams. The final two teams remaining in 7A. All right, if we're ready. All right, good luck to both teams. Here we go. What term in geometry describes a circle defined around a polygon such... Dylan.
Circumscribed.
You're right. What dialogue written by Plato around... Max.
The Republic.
Yes. What statesman, the last German emperor and king of... Dylan.
Wilhelm II.
Yes. What Russian-American objectivist philosopher and author? Dylan.
Ayn Rand.
Yes. Math computation. Give the binary base 2 representation of the decimal number 14. Kyle.
1110.
Kyle, you're right. All right, question 36. Established in 1889 as the first integrated not-for-profit medical group practice. Max.
The American Red Cross.
No. What Rochester, Minnesota-based organization? JP.
The Mayo Clinic.
Yes. What geometry term is defined as a portion of a line that... Max.
A line segment.
No. That extends infinitely in one direction. Kyle.
Array.
Yes. Convicted on what was later considered to be dubious evidence, what husband and wife... Zach.
The Rosenbergs.
I'm sorry?
The Rosenbergs.
Yes.
Good job.
Whose law states that pressure exerted anywhere... Max.
Pascal.
Yes. You don't let me read much of these questions, do you? All right. Question number 40. What Scottish author and dramatist helped popularize the previously uncommon name of Wendy in his most... JP.
J.M. Barrie.
Yes. Peter Pan.
Yeah.
All right, question 41. What major group seed-producing plants... Dylan.
Angiosperms.
No. Include conifers, such... Kyle.
Gymnosperms.
Yes. What Taiwanese-born film director has won 2 Best Director Oscars, most recently for Dylan?
Ang Lee.
Yes. Question 43. What British novelist and former flying ace for the Royal Air Force? Dylan.
Pass.
Well, the television audience breathes a sigh of relief. They'd actually like to hear the whole question sometimes, I think. All right. Flying ace for the Royal Air Force in World War II was renowned for such works as Matilda, The Fantastic Mr. Fox, and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Alec.
Doll.
Yes. According to Thales' theorem, what type of triangle has points on a circle such that the longest side of the triangle is the circle's diameter? Max.
A scalene.
No. Justin.
A right.
Yes. Question 45. By what term, meaning awakened one, was the sage Siddhartha Gautama? Max.
Buddha.
Yes. Subtitled The Children's Crusade, a duty... Alec.
Slaughterhouse-Five.
Yes. Question 47. What word, coming from the diminutive form of the Italian for book, refers to the text used in, or Kyle?
Liberetta.
Yes. What derived SI unit of luminous... Dylan?
Candela.
No. Illuminance is defined as 1 lumen per square meter. Justin?
Lux.
Yes. Question number 49. What Allied field marshal responsible for planning the D-Day invasion in Normandy was in command of all Allied ground forces? Dylan?
Eisenhower.
No. During Operation Overlord, and the principal field commander for the failed Operation Market? JP?
Patton.
No, it was Montgomery, General Montgomery. All right. Her feast day is set at November 13th, but is sometimes still celebrated on December 22nd. Canonized on July 7th of 1946 by Kyle.
Mother Teresa.
No. By Pope Pius XII, who was this first U.S. citizen to be canonized by the Catholic Church? That was, Max, I'll let you answer.
Jane Addams.
No, it was Mother Frances Xavier Cabrini. And that was the last question in the match. Do we have any challenges? None here, none here. So at the end of the match, we have Southside with 305, Cabot with 265. Cabot is our first runner-up in 7A. Southside, the 7A State Quiz Bowl champion. Congratulations.
Awesome game, really awesome game.
Very, very good game. And you know, something that the people in the audience need to be aware of, when you see teams anticipate questions like you saw here, that comes from preparation. That comes from students sitting down and realizing, where is this question going? And you'll see them miss a few, but when they anticipate a question like that, in their mind, they have already eliminated it down to it's either going to go here, here, or here. I'm going to guess it goes here. And they'll get more than half of those questions right. That's what you see.
If
yes.
they had heard the questions before.
No. They haven't heard. They may have heard questions that were similar.
Okay.
It's the body of knowledge that they have. And that body of knowledge, if they're very up on their studying, then they know where those questions are going. Some of these students will write questions.
Okay.
They'll write them down and quiz each other for it.
Okay, all right. Well, let's go back to the set for the awarding of the trophy and the check.
And a very good competition between great 7A powers Cabot and Fort Smith Southside. I'm proud to give this check for $1,500 to Cabot for a job well done, for academic excellence. Great job. And a team that's a very strong power in 7A. Congratulations to Fort Smith Southside on yet another win. Good job.
I'm DeWanda Kirkland. I'm president of the Arkansas Governors Quiz Bowl Association, and on behalf of the executive board, I'd like to present the second place trophy to Cabot. Good job, good job. And the first place trophy goes to Fort Smith Southside. Good job, good job. And our MVP this year is Dylan Wright. Good job.
Thank you.
And now for the 7A All-Tournament team members, Carolyn Schry.
All right. Yes, Dylan had a great average here, and he was our MVP. But we actually had someone even with a higher average than that from the earlier games at state, and that was Adam Atamazian from Heritage High School in Rogers with a 12.75 average. Kyle Cox is also on that all-tournament team. Alvaro Aldons from Rogers. Max Weedman from Southside, Brendan Midkiff from North Little Rock, Brianna Gant from Southside, and Justin Mullins from Cabot. All you guys are the all-tournament team from 7A. Congratulations.
Congratulations to everyone. We're going to take a break, but remember, we have 3 more matches this afternoon, starting at 1:30 p.m. with the 4A, 5A, and 3A matches. I'm your host, Evangeline Parker Guest, and I hope you will join us this afternoon for our second round of matches.
Local funding for this program is made possible in part by the Faded Rose Restaurant, an eating and drinking establishment with 2 locations in Little Rock and 1 in Hot Springs.